POC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from the company XGIMI. Again, XGIMI, and I still hope I'm saying that right, but XGIMI. And this is another smart projector coming from the company. This is the Elfin Smart 1080p LED projector. It's small, it's tiny, and it's, for the most part, powerful for its size. And at least that's what we're assuming. We haven't actually hooked it up yet. In fact, as you can see, we haven't even opened it yet. But we are comparing our opinions based on some of the experience we've had with the company in the past, specifically with their Halo projector, which was actually quite impressive for how small it was. Usually some of these smaller projectors don't really gain the attention from us, at least not when it comes to a compare and contrast of what they look like and what the specs claim to provide. But so far, this company seems to be delivering quite well. And we look forward to seeing what this one will look like as well. But again, this is the Elfin Smart 1080p LED projector from XGIMI, or XGIMI. And what we're going to do today is we're going to open this up, we're going to see what it looks like, and then we'll see some footage to see what it looks like once it's actually displaying video. So we'll go ahead and open this up. It is a, again, 1080p projector. It's LED. It actually has Android built in, so that's quite similar to the Halo projector. So you have Android TV built in with what we're assuming is going to be a speedy interface. It is lightweight. It's only about 2 pounds in weight. It does have built-in speakers from Harman Kardon. They're 2 3-watt speakers inside of this thing. It is also 800 lumens, so it should be relatively bright for its size. And again, it's comparative to the Halo, which did impress us. So, and it's mostly with the lights turned off. With the lights on, of course, 800 lumens isn't going to get you as much, but it is still going to be noticeable. And it does promise to give you an image of up to 200 inches on your projection screen and or just a wall or anything else you're projecting it against. But this is it. This is the Elfin Smart 1080p LED projector from XGIMI. And it's pretty simple. I mean, it kind of looks like a router in a way. It's not much bigger than a nice router, you know, from somewhere like Netgear or Asus. But it has a very appealing design to it. I actually kind of like this. It has a little plastic layer protection there. But it's the top of it here is quite clean. You just have their logo right here, just this Home Smart Projector. And then on the side, it mentions what I had previously mentioned, that it has built-in Harman Kardon speakers for sound. Other side is clear. The front, obviously, you have your lens, plus you have your receiver, your IR receiver for the remote control. On the back side of it here, you have a power button for turning it on. You have ventilation, a USB port, a HDMI port, a audio input, or actually output, excuse me. So that's if you're going to a speaker system or a pair of headphones or whatnot. And then you have your power connection right here on the bottom. That's it. There are no buttons on this outside of the power button to turn it on. So you're not going to have any control over this without the remote. So you are going to have to keep the remote nearby at all times. The bottom of it has a really nice ventilation design to it, along with 3 rubberized feet positions here and a camera thread connection here for just, or at least a tripod connection here. That's your typical tripod you'd use with any camera. So you have your thread connection here, so that way you can put it on a tripod in case you don't have a surface to put this on. That also allows this to be a little bit more mobile in terms of where you can just run around with it and set it up. So you don't have to have a surface nearby, you just take the tripod with you everywhere you go. And what's really nice about this is if you are moving this around a lot, it does have the AI-powered image correction. And what that means is that it has autofocus and keystone capabilities, which is incredibly useful and powerful for a projector of this size. We were impressed with the Halo projector for the same reasons. But not only is it able to really autofocus and auto-keystone, but it's able to auto-size its own image in order to avoid things on the wall. You know, so if you're just randomly shooting at the wall, and let's say you have like light switches on the wall or anything, it'll automatically kind of size it down, the actual image size, to avoid any of those light switches or picture frames or anything else that you might have going on the wall. That's another neat feature. That's something you don't normally find in a lot of these projectors. So this company has a lot going for it. But we'll dig deeper in the box here to see what else we have. You have a thanks for choosing XGIMI, or XGIMI, with a little just barcode on the back and some links to social media so you can talk about it. You have a frequently asked questions little manual here, just a little fold out just to give you some input on the projector in multiple different languages. So it's really just a few questions, looks like 3 questions that they cover with this to help you get set up and going with this. You have a warranty fold out here, and then you have that user guide. And of course it is in multiple different languages, so it's not like you're gonna have to read through all of this. It's just a fraction of what's in here to about, looks like, there, actually. So there's your manual. It's not too bad. You're not going to get confused using this thing. In most cases, like in our own experience, you're not really going to use the manual likely if you've ever used a projector before and you understand what your signal flow is for everything that you're plugging into it. You have a power cord here, or at least just one half of it. This is the side with the brick on it. And then your other part of it is right here, which plugs into that, or at least between that and the wall. Then you have your remote control. And just like the Halos, it's pretty simple. It's small, it's straight to the point. And on the controls you have here, it's broken down to the power button at the top. You have a menu button there. You have your Google button there, so you can trigger Google Assistant because it has Android TV built into it. You have a input selection button right here, your settings button to get into the system settings. Then you have your directional pad here, as well as a center button here. That's just for OK or Enter when you're selecting items. And then you have a back button, you have your home button, and you have a volume up and volume down. And now that volume up and volume down also acts as a manual focus as well. There's a little switch here on the bottom. You just click it over into focus, and that becomes a focus control, and then you can click it back over to volume, and it will control the volume once again for the built-in speakers. On the back side, it has a latch here that opens up, and you just have 2 AAA batteries that power this remote, and it should last you a really long time before having to swap those out, just like any other remote. But that's it. That's everything that comes with this projector because it's a simple projector. It's, again, Android TV built into it. You can control it, everything via this. It has built-in Wi-Fi, so you can connect it to your network. It does not have Ethernet, so it is going to rely on Wi-Fi for anything that you use it for. But since you have Android TV built right into it, it's going to give you access to all of your favorite apps like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, or any other apps that you commonly use within the Android atmosphere. And then, of course, you can cast to it from your phone, in case you want to use your phone for anything, and then the HDMI port for anything that you want to hardwire into it if you want to use this for gaming consoles, Blu-ray player, or anything else. Again, the built-in speakers that you have for this is 2 3-watt Harman Kardon speakers. You don't have to use them. You can use the 3.5mm out for any speaker system. And of course, if you are going into it via HDMI, if you're coming out of a receiver, something as a monitor out or whatnot, obviously you can just use your speaker system for your multi-channel surround, and this is just simply a monitor. The MSRP of this unit is $649. It is kind of expensive when you compare it to some of the larger projectors that have bigger, nicer images within that price range. Yes, so you'll be able to get something from Epson within the same price range that's going to look a little bit more clear and a little bit brighter. But typically, even if you get your hands on a projector that's a little bit brighter and a little bit clearer picture, you're not going to have the rest of the features that come with this. This is designed to be small, portable, powerful, and contain all of the apps that you'd need to access right inside of it without having to connect anything to it. So it in itself is more like an entertainment center, not just a projector. So you're paying for the smart capabilities, the small profile, and the mobility of this projector, of being able to just take it anywhere, plug it in, and let it figure out the screen size, focus, and everything else on the wall, so you don't have to. So it's user-friendly. It comes with plenty of features to get you going with, and a speedy system, or at least menu system, to be able to browse around with as you're doing it. So that is where it balances with some of these other projectors. But none of this matters unless we actually show you what it looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this into one of our demo rooms, and we're going to point it at a projection screen, and we're going to see what it looks like. So we have the projector set up in one of our demo rooms right now. It is pointing at a 150-inch screen. This is a projection screen from Elite Screens, which we'll also have a link in the description for, since this is by far one of our favorite projection screen series for use at home. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by turning it on, because we haven't touched anything yet. So since the remote hasn't even been synced to it, we're going to turn it on from the projector, from the button that's on the back. You just press that, and it'll start to boot up. It takes a few seconds to get through the Android loading screen. And as you can see there, what it did is it immediately keystoned and focused and set the video image within the square of the projection screen. Now, it didn't fill the projection screen, since really this feature is mostly for the use of projecting at a wall. So it's really just trying to decipher its location between objects and trying to find a happy place in between everything. So on the projection screen like this, you might have to, or well, you're definitely going to have to dial it in yourself to get the best fit for the screen. But at least it does a pretty good job there. It was quick, it was smooth, and the image looks absolutely crisp, and this is with the lights on. And what the next step is you're going to want to hold the two buttons as it shows in the image, and this syncs the projector to the remote. From here, you have to just set up Android TV and to your specific preferences. Set up my device. So we're going to get this connected to one of the Android accounts. It's Google on this phone is searching for devices currently right now, and it has found one that it is connecting to. It's asking me to confirm the code that's on the screen. I'm going to hit next, and then I'm going to tell it which network to connect to. Once you're finished doing this, it'll automatically confirm that it's connected to the Wi-Fi network, and it will finish setting everything up to get you started with Android TV. So as mentioned, you're able to cast to your TV, or at least cast to your projection screen, using your Google phone or Android tablets. You can also talk to it by making use of Google Assistant. Now, what we saw before was its ability to be able to use the AI to auto-adjust itself to the screen. What's really nice is if you take this and move it around at all, like if you decide, I want to point this at a different wall now, you don't actually have to adjust anything, because the moment you move the projector and point it somewhere else, it automatically starts to calibrate all over again. So even if I just take the image and move it like that off the screen, see, it immediately triggers the keystone and everything else, where it kicks in and resizes itself once again to the screen. And now we have this. Now again, you can adjust this, you can adjust everything and bring it into the size of the projection screen here if you want to fine tune it. But again, what we're really focusing on right now is its ability to be able to size itself within a given amount of space that's not being blocked by any objects on the wall. Or in this case, it's seeing the black lines running up and down the sides of the screen as objects it's trying to avoid, and it did that absolutely perfectly. So if you have picture frames or anything else on the wall, it's going to be able to avoid them pretty accurately. Then when it comes to the performance of the machine, I mean, everything is smooth, it is fast, it is doing a great job, so you're not going to get kind of turned off by any kind of laggy interfaces or anything like that. Opening up apps is speedy for the size of the device, so it does have some good hardware inside. Now that we have the lights off, we're going to use Google Assistant to find some content to play. Search for 4K demos on YouTube. We'll find a nice busy one that has a lot of action going on, and what's more fitting than Las Vegas, since we are located in Las Vegas. We'll use that content. Turn the audio down. Now the audio is loud and it sounds pretty good on this projector, but we're going to keep it down since we may or may not have the required licenses for whatever music might be playing. But as you can see here, the picture quality coming from this tiny little projector is actually very impressive. I mean, we have a couple flagship units in here. We have one from JVC, Sony, and Epson here, which kind of ranges between 1080p and 4K in image quality. And they're absolutely fantastic in here. Now, if you were to put this side by side, obviously they would blow it away just slightly, but if you really consider what you're getting out of the size of this projector, this is fantastic. The image quality that you're getting with this, as well as the detail and color and everything else, is incredibly impressive and can lead to just hours upon hours of a lot of entertainment, watching movies, playing games, or anything else. Now what we're looking at is an 8K video here. It's obviously not going to be in 8K on the wall, but it is an 8K source, and on a 1080p projector like this, it actually looks pretty decent. And again, it's just such a fantastic image. The color detail and everything else is absolutely fantastic. This is all, again, coming from only 800 lumens of output out of the lens. This is why XGIMI's other projector, the Halo, did so well with us, because we were blown away. We didn't know what to expect. We've come across so many of these projectors coming from companies like Goody and everything else that are trying to stay within, and we'll use air quotes, the affordable range. But they do not look good. I mean, they look great, don't get me wrong. For a couple $100 at least, they look decent. The picture quality's off, colors are off, and things like that, but you get a nice bright image on the wall that gets you somewheres, and for a very cheap price. This projector is not that affordable compared to those. However, the image blows those projectors away. Hands down, no argument. This looks fantastic. So for $650, with the features you're getting out of this projector, including the auto calibration that it's able to accomplish, as well as built-in Android TV and everything else, this makes for a really nice projector. So that's it. Again, XGIMI Elfin Smart 1080p LED projector. We're gonna have links for this in the description below. So take a look at the description, and we'll also have a review about this online at POCnetwork.net, which we will also include that link in the description as well. So again, check out the description for all of these links. And if you liked what you've seen here, don't forget to follow us and subscribe. We have many more videos to come. And of course, use the comment section so we can all talk about this. Maybe you have one, maybe you have one like it, or maybe you just want to talk amongst each other or ask questions about this unit, which even we will pop in there and respond to some of these because we care. And we watch. We see everything. So comment section, subscribe, and of course, follow us at POCnetwork.net as well, where we have all sorts of stories covering this and everything else that comes our way. As always, we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.